I know we represent the lollipop. I just know he is not going where I think he is going during Black People History, Black Women's Month. I just knowed it.
VBS, I just turned the water on. Big old flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my lip, truck look like bricks.
This commentary is for entertainment purposes only. I do not personally know the individuals featured on this show, nor do I have the desire to. I am simply a viewer, sharing my opinions based solely on the edited episodes as shown. Again, I do not know these people in real life, so none of my commentary is personal. Please do not use my commentary to attack or harass cast members. This is a TV show, not reality. Let's all keep the comments respectful.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your sister, Jessie Woo. If you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe, so you can join the Black Women's Tribe during Black People History, Black Women's Month, okay? All the non-blacks to the what? To the back, okay? Tout le monde blanc, oh yeah. Everybody white, sit tight. Amen. We are still in Black History Month. So happy Black History Month to all the Black people and everybody else who celebrates. I know I have a lot of non-Black people joining me here on this YouTube channel. Just make sure that y'all are mindful. This is a Black Women's Tribe, okay? Once the sun sets, we're going to have to kick y'all ass out the juke joint, all right? Keep that in mind. All right, but y'all are welcome in the meantime. How y'all doing? All right, sit y'all ass down. Okay, so let's get into this episode of Love is Blind, episode 8. Y'all see the title. We have a lot to discuss. But before I do that, drum roll, please. It is time to announce my next vocation.
All right, sisters, our next vocation is in South Africa. Please visit Woocation in South Africa. Sorted Chalet for all the information that you need to join me this December in South Africa. I'm beyond excited and I cannot wait to see you there.
All right, y'all. So Woocation is on the way. You have all the information that you need. I'm really, really excited to see all y'all down to the Woocation. All right, let's get this out of the way. Yes, you are seeing a re-upload. I really hope and pray that you just tap back in, rewatch, or just have the video playing in the background. I got a copyright strike for this. And I usually win all my appeals, but Chris Colleen raggedy ass is working overtime because I was threatened with my channel being taken down. So this is a re-upload, and I really hope that you guys appreciate the edit. I will hurry up and try to get the other videos up as well. But moving forward, this is most likely how I'm going to have to edit these Love is Blind videos because, yeah, it's not worth getting my entire channel taken down. So enjoy. All right. Episode 8. We start off with all the couples. They're spending quality time with each other, going on dates and whatnot. And now it is time for Chris and Jessica to go visit Chris's place. And this psycho literally had a cold plunge outside of his apartment. So he was dead serious about taking those cold plunges every day. My goodness. His place seems to be very, very nice and cozy and to Jessica's liking. So they sit down and they have a conversation about kids, right? So remember when they first was it when they were in the cubicles or when they got out the cubicles? I just remember one of their first, maybe it was a face-to-face conversation. I can't remember. Hop in the comments and remind me. But I remember them having a conversation about kids and her saying that, she's old and, kids might not be on the table for her when it comes to, because of her age. And she's 38. She's not old. She's 38. You're not old, right? Now, I do get it. Like nowadays, you turn 30 and the doctors tell women that you're in your 30s, you're going to have a baby that's, sitting in a wheelchair already. You know what I mean? So I get it. But I remember when she told him that, he was like, hey, kids might not be something that is of priority for me. So now in this conversation, they're talking about how, his parents would react to him not wanting to have kids. So she asked him that. So I'm assuming they had a conversation where they both agreed not to have kids. Again, hop in the comments and remind me when that conversation took place. You know, I was in Dominica. I was having the time of my life. I was, you know, winding my waist all up and through Roseau. I don't, you know, I was doing these reviews, but literally my body and my soul was in Dominica. So, and it still is. I hate that I'm back in the States. This is ghetto. I'm spending my entire day watching these episodes and shooting this, I'm working. Okay. So hop in the comments, remind me when they had this conversation.
I love the idea. They were like, how old is Jess? And I told them, they're like, does she want kids? And I was like, no.
Were they sad?
No, they were like, good. They know me. They were like,
good.
But apparently they had a conversation and they both agreed that they don't really care to have kids. And he talked about the fact that his parents wouldn't mind it. And this conversation ends with her just saying how excited she is to come home to him.
I'm just so excited. I know I've said this repeatedly, but I'm so excited to come home to you. Like, that is one of the things I'm most excited about.
Like, that is what's really her priority, is them building their relationship. And I remember in that conversation they had previously, he also said that. He said, listen, my priority is making sure that my relationship is stable, that we have a stable relationship, that we have a relationship that flourishes. You know, kids is not the main focus. So I'm excited for this. Like, she looks very happy. He looks happy. I mean, I'm really excited to see where this goes. We then go to Jessica's place. Oh my gosh. Just a subtle reminder that this girl is, okay, a controlled disease doctor. Okay. This is a woman who is putting her doctor money to good use. That home is gorgeous. The kitchen, gorgeous.
I created a life that I loved on my own, and I kind of was in the mindset of like, if I find someone, great.
When we got to her bedroom, I think this was the most beautiful bedroom I have ever seen on Love is Blind.
you don't even know what time of day it is in here.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Keep it real cold, put on the heating pad.
Yeah.
This is going to need to be a door.
The most beautiful bedroom I have ever seen in Love is Blind. And to be honest, looking at her bedroom, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just so plain when it comes to like my home. Like, I just need a couch. I don't really put any much thought into decor. When me and Mr. Easter buy our first home together, we're going to have to put an effort into decor, because her room was gorgeous. Now, I did notice that she had a thing for snakes everywhere. I missed where she talked about that. Did she say anything about that? I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't want to say it's strange, but I just find, like, why snakes? Like, I love elephants. You'll see a couple elephants around my house. But snake, I just feel like, why the snakes, sister? Why the snakes?
This room's crazy.
Oh my Lord. So many clothes.
You can see some of the wild dresses.
Yeah.
So then we see her closets. Jessica has like 4 closets. I want to be Jessica when I grow up. I want to be Jessica when I grow up. I want to be you. Like, I want to be Jessica when I grow up. I too want to be a doctor with 4 closets in my home. Okay. And her closets are like rooms. Like, it's like, hello. Then So anyway, post this, they sit down, they have a conversation, and she was talking about how she wouldn't mind if he moved in with her because she has the home, he has an apartment, and because I believe her home is in a more like central position in the city or where it's positioned in the state.
At least in Columbus, it's
That's
so
true.
close to everything.
Not
10,
that it
15
really
minutes.
does matter, but it's like, it's
No,
just,
I
I'm just
think
saying
it
like,
does,
it's like a
lifestyle-wise.
total changed.
And so did y'all notice how like he got so flustered though? Like his whole face turned red when they were having this conversation. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, why did he get so flustered when she said that? Now, granted, I get it. Like, a lot of men don't want to move. Like, you know, men do not like the idea of moving into a woman's home. I get it. I just feel like if the woman already owns a home, right, and it's a big home, and you as a man are renting, and she has something that she owns, why not just move there, right? Unless you're gonna buy the home immediately. Like, unless you as the man have the money and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna buy us our marital home. You can keep your home, or you could do whatever. You could sell it, keep that money, do whatever you want, but I'm gonna buy the marital home. I just feel like a lot of times in these situations, the man will get all flustered but have no resolution. Okay, so what do you suggest? What is your alternate choice for this situation, right? That's what bothers me. But anyway, they wrap up this conversation, you know, just really like saying how thankful they are that they met each other at the time that they met each other.
I'm so grateful for like what I have with you.
Yeah, I say the same thing to you. I feel like every day at this point.
I know.
We do know that Jessica had a horrible divorce, and she had her divorce in the thick of COVID while she was on the front lines of COVID, you know, keeping people alive. She had to deal with a husband who wasn't really supporting her when she would come home. And so she feels that she's getting the things that she didn't have in that relationship in Chris. And Chris feels like, you know what, if they met at a different time, he would not have been ready for a woman like her. So they are both really happy that they met each other at this specific time in their specific lives, and they're ready to take things to the next level. So again, like this looks great. Everything looks great so far.
No. It's so the way this works is like once a quarter.
Ashley and Alex are at the dining table working together, right? So I know that Ashley is at work. What exactly is Alex doing?
Gina, what does it say on it?
Nothing is clear. Not.
Because he ain't got no job.
Right? Because she asked him if he was in a meeting, and he said, yeah, it was a meeting, but actually, no, it's a pre-recorded thing. So it's like he wasn't working on that man was working on finding out what he could get out of Ashley after he's done swindling her ass. Okay? Let's just keep it a buck.
Me being more like of a nomad, I'm just like very concerned of like getting stuck in Cleveland.
So anyway, he starts talking about how he doesn't want to be trapped in Cleveland, right? He has a possible contract in Florida that might be possible, but not yet. He hasn't been presented with the contract just yet.
Like the soccer coach is basically sending me a contract today.
Okay.
And Arizona is definitely still in the conversation, and I can definitely get a soccer job there as well as financial services.
But there might be a contract in Arizona, or maybe the contract might be in Arizona. Like, he's just going back and forth about having these possible contracts between Florida and Arizona. As he's talking about these possible contracts that are possibly not possible, Ashley is like fishing him, okay? Like, now she's on her daddy vibe, okay? She saw how her daddy was clocking him, so now she's trying to move according to how her daddy was moving. You could tell her daddy had a debrief for her ass and told her, hey, coochie picker. Hey, daughter. Stop picking with your coochie. Put that coochie down, pick up your brain. Put that coochie down, pick up your brain. Parce que m'pa comprendre.
Moi pas comprendre.
On série de bagay, m'pa comprendre. Okay? So she's trying to fish him for information, and his tone, body language, expression just totally changes. Like, it's like,
I feel like you're saying a lot with your eyes right now, but not really saying it with your words. I feel like I've been as open with you as well, like nomadically correct.
it's like he becomes this it's like he was overtaken by this demonic spirit. I'm so sorry. Like, I had to throw holy water at my screen because it just was like, did y'all notice just how his entire mannerism totally changed? He was pissed that she had the nerve to ask him legitimate questions about work. He started to talk about how, listen, I'm very fluid. I'm very fluid. I can move around when I want to, you know, so I need someone who's going to be just as fluid. And I don't think that you could be as fluid. A far cry from how this man was talking back in Cabo. Remember in Cabo where he was like, oh yeah, I have no problem like moving in with you. Remember? In Cabo, he was saying things like he has no problem moving in with her. He knows how to pivot. Now it's, no, I am fluid. I'm always on the go. I'm always on the go. So I need a woman who's always on the go too. And she's like, but honey, I actually have a job, Tommy. You ain't got no job.
I need this for work, man. I ain't got no job.
Because I, like similar to you, do like to plan, but I am very fluid.
I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm going to talk to my boss tomorrow.
You ain't got no job. That's why you're fluid. And I'm just waiting for her to say that. You're actually fluid because you have no job. Let's talk about that. How do you make your income? Can I see your bank statements? Can I see what you bring to the table financially? How much money do you have in your bank account? Y'all don't ask these men no questions. That is the problem. That is the problem with you hoes. Y'all don't ask these men no questions. And you know what else? Y'all don't have these men's background checks. Y'all don't like checking these men's backgrounds. And I'm going to tell you, y'all are going to pay dearly for that. Y'all are going to pay dearly for that. It is 2026. Start having your man's background checked. Okay? Because see, the problem with Ashley is she done gave this man some raw cooch because she makes decisions with her coochie. And guess what? When you make coochie decisions, you get what? Coochie results. Laissez à boubou noir passer. Laissez à boubou noir faire décision. Wap gagne. Résultat. Boo-boon. She's a boo-boon decision maker. Right? And so when you don't pick up your brain and put your coochie down, you are going to end up with a swindler. You're going to end up with a scammer. You're going to end up with a liar. You're going to end up with someone who honesty is not within them. Remember, that's what her daddy said about Alex. Honesty is not his strength. Okay? So anyway, she starts talking about the fact that, listen, it's great that you're fluid, but I have to talk to my job. I have to talk to my boss to see if there are any opportunities in other states, right? And so he's not winning this argument. So what does he do? Now he starts arguing about bottles in the fridge.
I don't want to say off-putting. It's like if I put stuff in the fridge in a way that I feel is neat and it does get rearranged, I feel like I'm
Have I done that since the water?
Bottles in the fridge. This man who's a nomad, a self-described nomad, has a problem that she has a problem with how disorganized he is with her fridge. Then he's like, oh, I mean, you make me feel bad about how I fold my clothes. Like, sir, nobody gives a fuck about bottles in the fridge or how you fold your clothes. Where do you work? Liler, where do you work? Kodo travail ou pas qu'un travail? You ain't got no damn job. Ou pas qu'un travail. You ain't got no damn job. Okay, are y'all catching the Creole that I'm teaching y'all? Okay, during Black People History, Black Women's Month, I'm ou pas qu'un travail. You ain't got no job. Okay. So then she starts talking about the fact that last night when he came home, he basically like ignored her. And I think he like went out. Did he go out? Or I think he just went out and didn't really like communicate that he was going out. Apparently they had gone to the spa, which is what we saw at the top of the episode. They went through the spa and they did like this like mud bath and it was all like, you know, very freaky dicky. So she's thinking she's gonna come back home from the spa and make coochie decisions, right? Continue down the coochie decisions path, correct?
Last night we had a very intimate date and then we come home and you're like, I have to run out. I did not love that.
This is a woman who told him that she reads smut books. She was ready to get smutted, right? But apparently he wasn't on that type of vibe. And also apparently he had the conversation with her about, you know, physical and emotional has not really connected for him yet, right? Remember back in Cabo, he had a conversation with Brittany where we learned that actually Brittany is more his type, okay? He likes the Latinas, okay? He likes the girlies who gonna be down to the Bad Bunny Super Bowl concert, okay? That's what he looking for. Okay? He wasn't necessarily looking for a blonde. He was looking for a woman with darker features, darker hair, right? Maybe darker skin, right? And, you know, still white, but, you know, maybe a little mix. Not dark like me. Okay, he wasn't looking for no Negro, okay, but he was looking for a nigger of some sort, okay? So, I'm sorry.
Did I not come out of the bathroom in a certain way and just
Yeah,
pick you?
because I said I was horny.
Okay, I've also done the same thing.
Here, we haven't been intimate. And
But anyway, though, so she's like, listen, we done came from the mud bath. I'm ready to get dick down, and you wasn't on that type of vibe. And he was like, well, why don't you initiate it? I initiated enough sex in Cabo.
you know, physical touch is like very important to me.
Then grab me and push me on the bed and let's go.
What? And as he's saying that, he's letting her know, you're not typically what I go for. Yikes.
I am attracted to you. I think what I was saying is you're not the type of girl that I normally go after.
Then that's not enough. He brings up her period. He was like, and your period on. Your period is on. You don't have dark hair. You don't have brown skin. And your period is on, sister. So you got the nerve to be one of those. You got a lot of nerve to be wanting some peen from me. Okay? In order to get my pink meat, all right, you have got to be darker skinned and have darker hair and not on your period. And she was like, my period? So I'm plagued when my period is on?
I'm also being aware of your period, realistically, and I don't want a kid right now.
I'm not going to get pregnant on my period.
Ashley, you like period sex? Do y'all be having period sex? Y'all like penny smelling sex? Like y'all's period don't smell like pennies? Have you ever smelled a bag of pennies? I'm sorry. There's nothing appealing about period sex to me. I'm so sorry. Like maybe like towards the end, like on day 4, day 5, right? But day 1, you day oneers, y'all are animals. Ashley, are you a day oneer? That's nasty. And then he's like, and I'm not tracking your period. I don't know what's going on with your period. Like when you could get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant right now. I don't want to be trapped in Cleveland. And she's like, bro, I'm not trying to trap you in Cleveland with a baby. I'm just trying to get dick down. Oh my God. Like, forgive me for expecting dick from a man who I just got engaged to. My goodness.
I feel like you think I'm trying to trap you in Cleveland and with a child. Like, I don't want to have a kid either right now. Ovulation is usually like 2 weeks after my period.
Okay.
I will let you know
when your period is.
Like, it just was the weirdest conversation these two were having back and forth. And also, it was clear he was deflecting because this man ain't got no job. The man ain't got no job. And the fact that we never see Ashley ask about this, is this an editing thing? Because I really hope this girl is not just letting this man dick her down all willy-nilly when he can't provide a W-2. When he can't provide a bank statement. Like, what's going on? And please take notice of this too. When a man is broke, violence. Them brokies get very, very violent. I've said this before. I'll say it again. This is why a lot of times it is best for women to not be with broke men. Don't get me wrong. Things happen. We're in an economy where people are losing their jobs left and right, right? But there's a difference with a man. There's a difference between a man who is in the workforce and he's fighting to keep a job or fighting to find the next career move versus a man who is clearly a swindler, a nomad, a brokey. Two differences. Two different types of men, right? And Alex His tone is violent. His expression is violent. You can even hear the huff and puff in his voice. That is a violent man. That is a violent man. Ashley only had about 2 to 3 more questions to ask this man before he knocked her in between the washer and dryer. All because he ain't got no job. Okay? And Chris Colleen with your raggedy ass. Why do we have men on the show who ain't got no jobs? This is season 10. This is season 10. What are we doing? What are we doing? There's no excuse at this point. There is no excuse at this point. We already know y'all be begging these men to come on this show. So y'all are begging these men to come on this show and to waste the time of these women. That also is violence to me. That is violence. That is violence. Anyway, she walks away from the conversation because it's just like a lot of back and forth. She goes into the bedroom, but then she comes back out and you have him saying, hey, like, I don't want no accidental children. You know, like, I don't want us to have no oops, baby, because I was in an accident. You know, he did say that. I can't remember what conversation he said that, but he did say that he was his mother's accident.
I was an accident, which changed my mom's life.
My God, this man has a story for everything. This man has an elaborate story for everything. I'm very leery of people like that who have an elaborate story for every fucking thing. Anyway, we catch up with Jordan and Amber and we're meeting her brother who was really, really cool. She was showing off her waffle maker to her brother. Apparently she'd been in that apartment waffling it up for Jordan, okay, for Shrek.
You see my badass waffle maker?
That is pretty badass.
Emma loves waffles. They're amazing.
We also learned that Shrek be in there making amazing burgers, okay?
Do you cook a lot? So you consider yourself a good cook then? Like you top?
I think so, yeah.
So what do you think that you cook the best?
I think I make really good burgers.
But we did learn also that when she makes waffles for him, it's waffles and chicken tenders. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Waffles do not go with chicken tenders. Waffles do not go with chicken tenders, okay? The chicken gotta be bony. It needs bones. I need some bone on my chicken, period. Okay, speaking of chicken, somebody down in Dominica fried some chicken at sunrise. Those of y'all who was at the sunrise party, did y'all have that fried chicken? Did y'all have that fried chicken? When I go back to Dominica, I need that fried chicken. You know how I knew the fried chicken was good? My man loved it. He's Black American. Okay, he the fried chicken police. Okay, whatever that batter was, whatever seasoning it was, I need that. As soon as I get back to Dominica, have that chicken waiting on me at the hotel. Please, thank you. Please and thanks. Amber's brother did bring up the fact that in the past, she has had some very men who treated her, you know, like she didn't deserve to be treated. And so he's looking forward to this not being that type of situation. And Jordan said, listen, I'm crazy about your sister.
I'm like crazy about her. Getting to know Amber, she's the only person I've ever met where I'm like, maybe I do want to have kids.
I'm crazy about your sister. And this is the first time in my life that I am actually looking forward to being a father or being a father figure. And so, yeah, like this is not that. And so this is another couple that I'm rooting for. This is another couple that I'm rooting for. Christine and Vic are in this garden, right? And they ain't got no friends. Vic ain't got no friends that he could introduce Christine to. Mr. Locks ain't got no, where's his mama? What's going on? Anyway, they're walking around this garden and we learned that he don't know how to swim.
We're going to teach you how to swim before we do all that.
I just throw on a life vest. What you mean? Oh, you come save me.
Black men, please learn how to swim. Please learn how to swim. I was just in Dominica, okay? And this is my man acting a fool when it came time to go tubing, okay?
Take your time and you can drop down a little.
Babe, you just drop in, babe.
Hold on, I gotta see it.
Babe.
1, 2, 3. What's your count to?
3.
2, 3. We should count down.
Hey, c'est pour petit avec moi. Fais intéressant sans tout là.
2, 1, go.
All right. Babe.
It's cold. It's cold. It's cold.
Babe, I'm putting that man in the YMCA this summer. I ain't got time. I'm tired. I do not have the time to keep playing with that man, okay? Black men, please learn how to swim. Please. Please learn how to swim immediately. Thank you. Now, he did bring up the fact that, you know, if they have a child, the child would be biracial. And he was having the conversation with her about, like, how would she handle that?
We'd have a biracial child, essentially. Is there any thoughts?
I don't want them to necessarily be in that small fishbowl like that I grew up with in high school.
She talked about how in her upbringing, she grew up kind of in a fishbowl where there wasn't a lot of diversity and she wouldn't want that for their children. So that was nice to hear. But I kind of felt like in this conversation, Mr. Locks is asking a white woman during Black People History, Black Women's Month to do emotional labor for children that are going to be half Black. Right? Christine seems to have a very good heart, so this is not a dig at her. But I just find it strange when Black men go to white women for emotional labor that they have no understanding for. She has no, like, this is not relevant to her at all. Okay, so you're asking for a type of understanding that she's never going to have. Even if she is a very understanding, that, you know, I give her that. But why are you asking her for these things? You could have just got with a Black woman. During Black People History, Black Women's Month, you could have got a Black queen. But you went in them cubicles looking for a snow bunny. Okay, so stop asking snow bunnies to perform for you when it comes to your Black kids. Thank you so much.
Growing up in Brooklyn, and I think it's similar to other cities in some ways as a Black young man. And,
you know, he talked about making sure that his kids would be educated when it comes to race. When he was younger, he would have pum-pum-pums pulled out on him. We know how the police see Black bodies.
The cops and pulling up the guns on us as kids and the whole nine. And it's like, oh yeah, because they sometimes can see Black bodies as more like adult-like, or
they just see you as garbage. They don't even see you as a human being. They just see you as something they could just pew a lot of times. No reverence for the fact that you have a real life. Right? We just saw a Black man, literally a couple days ago, a Black man get pew down to the floor on a bike. These things are still happening, unfortunately. But again, during Black People History, Black Women's Month, asking a white woman or a white person, period, to do the emotional labor for these types of things, I think is very delusional. It's very delusional. Brittany, Devonte, and his missing neck go see her family members. And actually, this was very, very nice. Her family was very sweet. Her siblings were funny. I liked her dad a lot. It seemed like her dad was really like the speaker for the family, kind of like Ashley's dad, who is the patriarch of the family, right? The food looked really nice. It looked like something straight out of a Bad Bunny concert, okay? The food looked nice. I would have loved to have me a little plate, period, okay? Brittany is down to the table just beaming and glowing. And to be honest, I don't understand.
He's very intentional with his words, with how he carries himself.
Does that make you feel secure?
Mm-hmm.
Because where is Brittany? This is not the Brittany that was just complaining about, like, something is off. Something is very fake here. Okay. She is praising this man up and down, talking about how he cooks for her. He does the laundry. He serves her. And this sounds great. This is a big difference from their previous conversations. So it seems like movement is happening. Her brother did say, though, that Brittany always said, listen, if I don't get with a man, if I don't have a husband who cooks, we both gonna starve, period. So she got her wish. Her Shein wedding dress and her wedding ring from Shein got her wish, okay? They talked about how when they first met, she was so like amazed at his eyes and his freckles, and she thinks that they're going to have really pretty babies. We learned that Devonte's granddaddy, I believe, who just passed, was a preacher. So he for sure was the Black granddaddy. He for sure was the Black granddaddy. That's why he didn't leave the experiment. My Black granddaddy died? Oh, he got it. He good. He good. Okay, he good. Devonte did tell her parents that when he gets married, he wants to get married one time only.
You know, had a broken household like growing up. So when I'm making this a life decision, I need to make sure it's like the right decision. Yeah, I'm only getting married once.
You know, and her parents echoed the sentiments of parents before this, like divorce is not an option, right? He has been with her mom since day one. And he even talked about how when his grandmother died, I believe, right? Brittany's father talked about when his grandmother died, or actually when it was his mother. Was it his mom? I think it was his mom. He lost his mom like last year, I believe. And his father at the funeral said, I told her I would be with her till death did us part. And I kept that promise. I did what I said I was going to do.
And at the funeral, my dad said, I promised her till death do us part, and I kept my vow. Mm-hmm. He meant that. Yeah. And he did that.
And he said, that's what I'm going to do. That's what my son is going to do. And that's what I want to see my daughter do as well. So then we see him break off and have a conversation with Devonte and his missing neck. And he asked Devonte if Devonte had any reservations. And Devonte said he didn't think so.
You feel like when you get to that altar, are there any reservations that would make you go, I don't think so.
And I thought that was very interesting because it should be a yes or a no. Not, I don't think so. It should be a yes or no. That way you could have a real conversation with her father. But also, I feel like her father was just so happy to have a man there. He didn't really ask him any real questions. He already told Devonte, somebody who ain't got no neck, that he trusted him. And if the wedding could be tomorrow, he would want it to be tomorrow.
I trust you to the point I'm almost about to ask you, will you marry my daughter?
I thought that was very strange. Like, it's like, you just met this guy. And as her father, I'm going to need you to be at the very least, more inquisitive than that.
You know who would never? Ashley's daddy. Ashley's daddy would never. Ashley's daddy would have had all the questions. First question would have been, where is your neck?
So ultimately, that meeting goes well. Him and Devonte even did this thing where Devonte fake left. Like, he was angry and her dad tried to tell him, things went out of whack, but he couldn't keep up with the joke. And that was that. It was a fail.
It got difficult.
Oh, you're so full of it.
Bree and Connor meet her mom, right? And I loved the fact that, he brought her mom flowers. Her mom was at Bree's place, and Bree's place is very, very nice.
Okay, sorry, we didn't Okay, not Breezy.
They obviously told her mom about the experience in the cubicles, and they feel like they know everything about each other. She feels like he knows her more than her mama know her. I think it's like, when some of these participants be saying that, I'm like, no, they don't. That man do not know you like your mama know you. You came out that lady cooch, okay? Relax. Her mom said, listen, I'm good. I'm going to trust your judgment, but your daddy is very much different.
I think he's a great guy. Trust your judgment.
I know.
Dad will probably question more things.
And it looks like her dad was not down to come to this meeting, at least not yet. Her dad seems to be very protective of her. And I don't feel like, from the conversation, I gathered that her daddy is not down with her going down to some cubicles and choosing the husband. Absolutely not. So anyway, as she was talking to her mom, he did step away for a little bit, but then he came back. And when he comes back, she said, oh, and he's back, and he's back. Do y'all notice how Bree talks about Connor is it third person? He's back. He's a kegger. He's a frat house owner. He's a this. He's a poet.
He's back, folks.
Wait, I heard there was a keg in the house.
Yeah, there was. That's from New Year's.
Excuse me?
Okay,
what?
Oh, he's cooking. What is that? That's kind of annoying. But anyway, she had to tell her mama that his Christmas tree was still up, child.
Mom, the Christmas tree was up. He said, I was waiting for you to come to take it down with me. I said,
I thought it was going to be depressing taking it down myself.
She told that lady his Christmas tree was still up and he had a keg outside. And, she was like, but he's just a boy. He's just a boy. And her mom was like, he's just a man.
He's such a boy. He's just a boy.
Just a normal guy.
Everything
How
about
about
him
a man?
Oh, yeah, he's a man.
He's just a man, not a boy. He's just a man. That's men for you. Emma and Mike meet Mike's family. Respectfully, this family is trash. Respectfully. respectfully, this family is complete trash. Now, let me say this. There's always editing, right? Editing can be a thing, right? But there were just some moments to me that was just, this ain't an editing thing. Y'all are just fucking trash. First things first, don't nobody care that y'all are Italian, okay? Like, please, nobody gives a fuck. I am willing to bet my left titty that other Italians were watching this Italian family and were like, yo, y'all need to relax. It's not that deep. This is not Scarface, okay? Please relax, okay? Like, they are just on this we're Italian. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck about you Christopher Columbus ass bitches, okay? The way y'all treated this little Asian girl was despicable. Despicable. It really gave colonizer behavior. It gave colonizer behavior down. First and foremost, asking her about her ex-boyfriends. Were any of them Italian?
Your past boyfriends, were they like Italian?
Okay, so actually,
do you have any Sunday dinners? Do you cook?
Do you like to cook? I love to cook.
Right? It's like, damn, like, we know y'all be down to the kitchen cooking meatballs and spaghetti every Sunday. There's nothing brilliant about that shit. Like, please relax. Relax, okay? All right? You garlic bread people need to relax. Please. This was like, watching this meetup infuriated me. I don't know what they was talking about, but his mom was like,
spaghetti sauce. I'm really nervous to cook that in front of him, but
she said sauce. It's gravy, but
she asked if she liked to cook or whatever, and Emma was talking about some of the things that she cooks, and his mom was like, "Well, it's not sauce. It's not sauce."
And sauce to us is marinara sauce.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and gravy is with meat.
Oh.
And we don't say calamari, we say galamad.
It's gravy, right? And then she gave her like the Italian word. It's like, bitch, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. And to be honest, since y'all are so Italian this, Italian that, here you are sitting in front of someone from a different culture. Why not ask her? Well, what kind of food do you cook from your culture? We're interested in that. Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, it just came, Italian or die. Be Italian or die. Like, it just was really fucking weird. Mind you, Emma is already having a damn identity crisis, and she got to deal with these colonizing ass Italians stomping on her at this meetup.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Like, can I get like we're at a coffee?
For us, it's,
Yeah.
So then they bring up children. Where the grandbaby's at, right? And she tells them that she's on the fence. The way they started huffing and puffing about that.
I am on the fence.
And I knew that in the pods.
Yeah. But if you see that, how could you say you're not sure about having children?
Mind you, Mike had to say, hey, I already knew this from the cubicles. She told me this from the cubicles. This is something I'm very much aware of. And it's a conversation that we're having.
6 months from now, she says, okay,
yes,
I don't want to have kids, and you're already married.
I understand.
And I mean, they just start pounding on her. Here comes his sister. Well, we grew up with our cousins. We grew up going on trips with our cousins. We want the same thing. We want the same thing too.
We grew up where we went on vacations with our cousins. And
I know.
We had sleepovers, and we were, and I personally want that for when we have kids.
And it's like, bruh, did you sign up for Love is Blind? No, you didn't. Shut up. So then now, poor thing, Emma now has to tell these people why she don't know what her reflection shows. When will my reflection show? She don't know who she is inside because she was adopted from a Chinese family by a white family. Now, did y'all clock when she said she was adopted from China by a white family, how the daddy in the background was like, oh, okay, good.
So no, I'm actually adopted.
Oh,
yeah, so my family is white. My parents are white. My sisters are...
Please tell me y'all clocked that.
So no, I'm actually adopted.
Oh,
yeah, so my...
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, good. What do you mean by that? Ultimately, they said that she was lovely, she was beautiful, and that she would be a great addition to their family. But Emma, for mental wellness, for your mental wellness, after meeting this family, I would have had to tell Mike good night. During Black People History, Black Women's Month, I would have had to tell Mike good night. There's no way. This family was horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. It just gave colonizer behavior down. It gave Christopher Columbus down, darling. And I'm not here for it. All right. Chris and Jessica come home. And he looks stressed out. Stressed. And so we have her ask him, where were you last night? What happened to you last night?
Just a lot of stuff going on, just being back and trying to get my life back with scheduling and everything.
Where'd you go last night?
So apparently this man went out. You know, he was supposed to go out for a quick drink with a friend, but he didn't. He actually didn't return and didn't tell her that he wasn't going to return. So then we have him telling her, well, I don't need to be in constant communication with you.
Like, I don't need to be in constant communication.
Nor do I. Oh, but I'm your fiance.
I understand. It's only been 48 hours.
If you need time to like decompress and think and whatever.
I'm sorry. Are y'all not fucking engaged? Excuse me. Are you not engaged? I'm not understanding. I didn't understand this at all. So she's confused because she's like, yo, like, I text you to see, you know, if you're okay. I text you, I love you. You didn't respond.
Yeah, you said it would be great if we could have like a 13-hour break.
I never said 13 hours.
I wouldn't make that up. I just thought
I said 13 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's just trying to understand why all of a sudden their communication is just down the drain, right? And so he goes into this monologue about how for most of his life, he has had a hard time with being direct, and he wants to be very, very direct with her. He says that he wants to see this through, right? But physical attraction is very important to him. And as he's saying this, I'm watching Jessica watch him as I watch him watching Jessica. Because I'm just like, I know, we represent the lollipop. I just know he is not going where I think he is going during Black People History, Black Women's Month. I just knowed it.
Like, we got engaged for a reason. We had such a great connection.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was real.
Mm-hmm.
I just knowed this ain't where it's going. It can't be. But then he says, you know, I got engaged for a reason, but I have to just be honest. In real life, I date women who go to CrossFit.
Like, just to be totally honest and like, without sounding like I don't know how to say it. Like, in the normal world, like, I date people who like do like CrossFit.
And I'm sorry, I obviously am editing this over because I got a copyright strike on my channel. So, you know, if I have 2 more of those, my channel gets deleted. So hence why you're getting this video and it's no clips, it's just audio. But do y'all notice this man's hand placement? It's giving very much how you doing. It's giving very much how you doing. And his how you doing ass is doing a little too much for me. It's giving, okay, were you threatened by her house? Or were you threatened by actually having to marry some cooch when you know you was down low? How you doing? Like, what is the truth?
I date women who are in the gym. I date women who do Pilates every day. I date women who lift weights on a daily basis. I date women who count their calories. I date women who count their protein intake. I date women. And he's just going on and on and on and on. And I'm just like, no, this motherfucker. I know this motherfucker who looks like Santa had an accident is not talking to this woman who is a doctor. And not only is she a doctor, she's actually quite gorgeous. I know this man. I know this man who looks like a oops, I did it again. Elf is not talking about this lady's appearance. I just know it. I just knowed it. Chris, you are 5'3" on your best day. On your and see, I said it in my previous review. I said, I thought Chris would be short because he looked like he was short in his interviews, especially when they were in the cubicle. So I was expecting to see short knitter behavior.
He's a knitter!
No! But I didn't see it. But lo and behold, here we are. A man who looks like a Keebler's elf and Napoleon had an accidental night is talking about Jessica's appearance. And this is where the episode ends.
Somebody who works out all the time and has a different type of, I don't know.
A different type of body?
Somebody who does Pilates every day or
I'm mad. Now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. Now I'm upset now. I'm upset. When I tell you I want to beat this man up, anyway, hold on. Let me, damn, my liqueur is finished. Let me go ahead and watch the next episode. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this one. And I'll see y'all in the next one.